I've got it. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Friday. Oh my gosh. And it's the 13th. But people say it's a bad. It's a lucky. Friday. Friday. Mass conference is coming up. Yes. When there's cookies, the lot. Yeah. Yes. Today. Yeah. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. It's Gem FM Genesis Magazine, and we're in Community Dateline today. It is Friday, the 13th day of October. Time sure flies, and today I see there's lots and lots of birthdays, lots of my old friends. One from my old neighborhood when I was a child. She sent me her card this morning. Today is her daughter's birthday, so blessing today. We call her blessing. She says her blessing, and she has one child. And blessing today, we wish you a very happy birthday and happy birthday to many others out there. So as we come together to say thank you for another day in life and to give back, because it's opportunities we do have when we are able to give back on this earth. We're givers, and bless the police family for their giving spirit and their thoughtfulness. That community is unity, which is it is my logo for my youth organization that I've had since I was 26 years old. And until we have unity, we don't have community, So let us go in there today. The beautiful reading is the creator of all things. And that's from my Hashem. And it says, it's the Bore Shel Hakwal. And it says, he is the exact likeness of the unseen God, the visible representation of the invisible. He is the firstborn of all creation. For it was in him that all things were created, in heaven and on earth, things seen and things unseen, whether thrones, dominions, rulers of authority. All things were created and exist through him, by his service and intervention, and in and for him. Says Colossians 1, 15 and 16, if you want to go through that passage and see what it says when Paul was writing to the church in Colossians. Okay? So remember, we have to know what it's all about. We're not just here by guess. We have choices, we make choices. People say they're this, they're that, they're the other. But at the end of the day, whose creation are we? God's. And all things come to him, So he's the creator of all things, and we are, and he's greater than all our problems and all our fears. And you and I agree, you're greater of God in all powers and principalities, greater than anything. So you release all your faith, your trust, and your dependency on God so that he will make your providence for you. He surely will. As old as I am, I can attest to that and more. So today we're talking about something that really got to me. The times that we're in are crucial times. And when I say crucial, they're crucial in the sense of what's taking place. Minister Merrill, good morning. And I know she was on for a few minutes, but anyway, what's taking place in the world today is terrible. We have lost our dignity. We have lost our self-respect. We lost respect for others. People have become so terrible as human beings. The more we understand and get better understanding and wisdom from God, is the worse we behave. And that's how it is in the world today. So, I'm going to bring a topic up that really came to me yesterday. A friend of mine that has a business sent me a picture that someone used my photo try and scam somebody else. And they're doing it over and over. The RCMP says it's a problem they're having. The police says it's just scam from one end to the next. You see, the thing is, we have credit cards, we have all these things, ID cards, that people could find you. They don't come to your house to rob you now. They get together on the web and they do all the evil, But may God have mercy upon them. Because when you touch God's children and we pray to God, mercy, that's all we could ask God, to have mercy on you. And you and you and you and those out there who spend their time and their days. And also they inveigle others to do their wickedness for them. It's not them alone. They got to find people in IT. They got to find people in cybersecurity. All these people you're pulling together into your demonic behaviors. I am really annoyed about it. And I'm voicing my personal opinion about it. It is my voice, my opinion. And it's nasty. What type of human being would do things like that? What are you digging for? There's only one thing to dig for, is to dig your grave, because God he's no respecter of persons. If he takes you out today or tomorrow morning, did you have time to tell him you're sorry for what you did? I get upset with people that do things like that. The man who takes somebody else's life is the same way. What is a scam? You go to scam someone and someone see you and you're going to cause someone harm because you're seen and you're recognized. That is not right. Do things right. Do things not for the good of anybody else, but do it for yourself. Do it for your own self-esteem, to build you, not to try and do wickedness to other people. And that is wrong. It is so wrong. I'm totally annoyed with them. But you know what? I have to forgive, because when I forgive, my God takes over. So whoever you are, or whoever you are, whomever you are out there, I forgive you on behalf of myself and all those who get scammed by people like you, because you are scum. To be scamming, to be digging and searching, having your friends in the banks, having your friends in this place. What are you looking for? Write a book about yourself, your life, your family. Get involved in community. My goodness, it's a shame. It's a burning shame. When I wake up in the morning and people send me things like that. And he is so annoyed, because he says, I know you. Why would people do these evil things? Like the book says, bad things happen to good people. And good things happen to bad people. Because their network is full of evil. But guess what? God has an appointed day for each and every one of you out there. I'm saying it publicly. It's coming out of my mouth. He has a day for each and every one of you that's scamming. So stop scamming. Stop it. Go and kneel down beside your bed and ask God to forgive you and to change your life and to make you someone better, who you were supposed to be on this earth. Not the evil monster that you're portraying yourself to be, That is wrong. It is so wrong. But anyway.
Good morning, Pastor Daphne.
Morning. These internet scammers that need Christ. If they had gone to Christ, they would not be doing these things. They would find better things to do with their time. It's a shame. I am embarrassed for people, because when you look at the police roster and you see the ages of the people, it's not the children, the small children. These are grown-ups. You have common sense. Do something with your life rather than scam. You're digging. What you digging for? Why don't you plant some roses? What do we plant for those in cold countries? Get some winter plants, plant them, put them in your house. And do something with the time on your phone. get some training and utilize your time effectively instead of doing evil and wickedness. It doesn't, the thing about it, Minister, most people don't realize the things that they do fall down on their own children heads, their own families' heads, you know. It's wickedness. You do wickedness to mine, it's going to come down on yours at some point in time when you least expect it. Just the same way I least expected anyone to use my face to scam, it's the same thing that happens to you out there who do these things, because it's not a life to live. There's people homeless people downtown. Why don't you go take your time and get together and take some food for them, some mitts for them, some scarves for them, little things.
I think, Pastor Daphne, the other part of it is some people fall for it, you know, but I remember somebody in Trinidad said that they used my face. Somebody sent one of my friends, and I was just like, but what they used was a government service. And I thought, wait, let me check with my friend, right? And I checked with her, and she said, Merle, I'm in hospital. I said, oh, that was so good.
It's wickedness. Yeah. It's the world. It's full of wicked people. People are crisscrossing around the globe and doing all the evil things that they could devise in their mind. My God, Satan really have control of some of us.
But the thing is, Pastor Daphne, if you realize that they target the seniors, because a lot of seniors need people to talk to. A lot of seniors, seniors.
But hold on, listen to this. They are seniors, wicked seniors targeting seniors.
Well, I don't know about that.
I was talking to an RCMP officer, and he said you'd be surprised to know some of them are seniors, but they get old. We all have to get out. They get old and still doing wickedness.
But a lot of seniors get involved and they are targeted.
Yeah, right? Wickedness.
But when the seniors who get targeted, their bank's account get clean out, it's not easy past that. It's
no,
just
I know.
Some people are wicked.
The awfulness of humanity.
We think of the other part of it, where the people get caught in the trap and lose. Some people lose their life savings. Well, I was out with my brother recently, and this was so bad. The lady, like, she's older. She was she's a lawyer, but she's like 80 something. And she made a delivery, and she said she just left her handbag right on her table. When she left, when those guys left from making the delivery,
the purse was gone.
Her wallet was gone.
What an evil bunch.
She said she was frantic. I met her. We sat together waiting for our appointments. She was frantic. She said, I don't want my kids to know that this occurred, because my kids would put me in one of the homes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so she was quickly changing everything that day.
Yeah, but you may not be even safe in the homes, because some people go into professions that they know very well they're going to with vulnerable people. You remember that nurse? Jesus have mercy on humanity, you know. The wickedness doesn't stop. Remember the nurse in the hospital?
Yeah.
She was doing her own thing for the longest while until she got caught. But you know, there's always a day of reckoning for everybody, eh? So
yeah,
they know that that's coming too. Yeah. But that's pretty sad, you know. I find it distasteful, disgusting, and at the same time, it is so it's such fraudulent ways. You know, how could you say that this is another human being like yourself and you'll do wickedness to them to that effect? Oh, shame. It's like my storage space, and they're doing the surveillance on it, you know, and people don't realize the things that they are doing out there. So now they have to cover every single place out there. So people, be mindful. that the devil is a busy madman. Oops. And he's doing his thing, watching us from left to right and left to, everywhere we go. This is crazy. Someone was on my screen. Yeah. So this is how the world has become. The world has become narrow-minded, evil. People says the wicked witches of the air are out there doing their thing, the witches and the warlocks, but they all have to pay. What's the point doing evil on this earth and you got to spend your life, eternity in flames? Then you're going to meet all the people that you didn't know that was doing the same thing with you. Oh yeah. So don't do things like that, please. And if you're watching this thing and you're seeing here what I'm talking about, please don't do these things. You have nieces and nephews and cousins, you have children and grandchildren. You don't want anything to happen to them, because God is not a respecter of persons. What you have hidden in the dark is always going to come to light in a different way. And sometimes when it comes back in light, you cannot stand it. You cannot accept it. So do right always. It's important to do what is right. Because don't play God, because there's only one God, one true and living God out there. And he sees everything. He knows everything. He's our
The Bible
creator.
tells us we cannot serve two masters.
How could you serve God and mammon?
And if we serve God, we must serve him in spirit and in truth.
And in truth, amen.
We always have to ask God for his divine spirit to come into us.
Amen.
And, when that spirit comes and take full control of us, Pastor Daphne, I mean, even if you want to think, I know with me, I don't do it because the minute the
you
thought,
got to want it. He reminds you.
the minute that any thought, any negative thought come into my heart about any of God's children,
that's right,
he quickly tells me that they are part of his church.
Exactly.
And I don't know how close they are to me when we are making up the church, but we are all part of Christ.
His church, because he gives us, we have the opportunity until he comes, he returns.
And I cannot, so quick he brings it. You do not even think evil about them, far less to do a wrong to someone. Because Christ, he transforms even your thought. You can't think evil.
No.
Quickly,
for the evil ones.
Even if you want to do something, but when you live in the world,
they don't care.
When you live in the world, that's what you know. And I always say I have met a lot of people that have lived in the world,
but still good.
But they are like Christians. They just haven't accepted
There's
Christ.
good people that don't know Christ and live better than those who say they know Christ and call his name. And, everything about, the thing about Christianity is this. There are people who say, oh, I'm not a Christian, but yet, so when things happen, you call God's name. You understand? So he's a convenience to you. You're not living a Christian life, but you're using his name. And that's a whole different bowl of wax, He's going to hear anyway, but he still hears you.
Daphne, and
it's a calling.
God does his bidding when he wants. And even if people call his name, he still hears them.
So of course, I know he does. He does hear you. This is the thing about it. And my thing with that, what is my thing with that? I'm not trying to say anything about God, but I'm saying, but God, could you imagine people using your name conveniently and they're not living a Christ-like life? But anyway, I am not, who am I? Because I can't judge, but But I'm not judging, but I'm saying, but it towards my spirit. I said, my goodness, are we really paying attention to ourselves? But anyway, to them, to God be all glory. So,
Amen to that.
and I say amen to all of that. You live the way you want to, but at the end of the day, we all have to go back to the Father and we have to answer. So make sure you're ready. Make sure you are ready. And that is all I can say. And it goes from me, mine, those that he's given me, right back to the stranger that I will bump heads on the street with. So that's how it is, scamming. You imagine a senior in a home and losing their personal belongings.
Yes. It's not just taking the money, like just take her money, take the Visa card. Okay?
Yeah.
No.
So they send your family give you some little gifts and you'll come and take it away from them.
They took
or someone come into your home and do these things.
Pastor Daphne, they took a driver's license.
Jesus have mercy.
Pastor Daphne, what do you mean they could use it?
Yes, Pastor I know, Daphne, but I'm saying
they took birth paper, everything. They took everything.
But the devil is very busy now, you know. He has a short time left. So his little himself and the imps out there busy. They're like Santa's helpers. They're scurrying around in the wicked house, seeing what next they could do.
I generally tell people that, like in my own home, I just leave my handbag. And they go, how could you just leave your bag? I said, and I could send my grandkids in it and everything, right? And my grandkids have this way, Grandma, I don't want to go in your, I said, just go, right?
Because you see, they know what it means. They respect your personal property.
I am trying to teach them.
And you're teaching them also, even if I send you in there, you take only what I send you for. And
what I send you
cast
for.
your eyes on everything else. That's
you know,
that's exactly.
I could put any amount of money down.
Mm-hmm.
And I will come back and I would meet it, even if I just leave it on the table, it is there. And there was one time some money was missing in somebody's house that we visited. And I was there with my grandkids. And they were on and on about the money. And it seemed as though they would think, well, nobody in my house takes money. And I was like, listen, I did not even want to say, don't go there. Because my grandkids do not steal, right?
Nope. But you see, this is the opportunists. These are what you call people that are opportunists because they look for an opportunity for somebody else, you know, there that is not normally there, so they can
practice,
practice their trade, their underlying trades.
But you know what was so funny? It was in the house. It's not just my grandkids. There were her grandkids from BC was here too, plus the other kids that were. So when it looked right, and when she went out with the granddaughter from BC, the granddaughter from BC had that $50 folded the way she had it. But she did call me. She did call me because, like, you know, I was like, oh my God, I didn't say to her, I was go, my grandkids, if they want anything, they just ask me.
They would ask, yes, definitely. That's what you're training
They would
them
not
to do.
see people thing and take, right? Like I would say, I don't have any money, but they would just say, Grandma, just go into bank and give me the money. This is how. But for them, I really felt bad when she spoke about like her kids don't take and all of that. It was like, oh my God, you're not.
But you know, you don't make excuses like those, because the thing about it, and the truth of the matter is, some people do know that you know that they either they have sticky fingers, or they know that those around them in their environment, they pick things up. They wouldn't say, well, okay, you're going to such and such a person's house. Don't touch anything.
Well, I don't tell my grandkids that
No,
because they know better.
what I'm saying, the people that would come into your space and
Yeah.
take stuff from you, you
Yeah.
know, it's like, okay, like remember I was showing you, yes, I was showing you a couple of times. Whenever I get the mail, my mail is always opened
Yeah.
and resealed. And I'm saying to myself, I said, God, you know, people don't realize that you take in account.
Yeah.
They don't realize that you take account. One of the things my kids, I teach them, if you open any of my children's mail, they will crucify the kids. Did you open the mail? Did you? No. Okay. You cannot do these things. These are things that are that make traits about you. You can't be trusted. You know, how could you go and pick up something that doesn't belong to you? Open it, whether you take it somewhere, however you do it, you know. We don't do those kind of things. No, we don't. That is, it's so distasteful. And beyond that, it's, some of us, how do we survive this life? You know, how
Girl,
did they survive
you know,
this?
I tell you, Pastor
How do you
Daphne,
survive in this life when your fingers are itching you to touch what is not yours?
Pastor Daphne, I tell you what I
It's a
say.
shame. It's a shame.
It is, but I'm thankful that I'm in Christ. Christ is in me. I'm thankful that I don't have to resort to those levelers.
No.
You know what great peace, what great joy that you have when nothing bothers you. Like you
No.
see people things, it's not, you know, if I see something that's
yours.
really nice, I would
But you
say,
might,
oh
you
my God,
could,
that's
yes, you could,
nice,
exactly. You
right?
could comment about it, but don't take it and think it's
Well, if I
okay.
wanted, if I go to
You will
my
ask,
sister,
and you will
my
ask them
sisters were
for it.
laughing. My sisters were laughing the other day because I have a sister that's a vegetarian, right?
yeah.
And she doesn't eat any form of meat, and I eat meat still, right? And not a lot, but if I'm hungry, one of my sisters, the one after me, she would never ask you for food, even if she's hungry. And if I'm hungry and you're eating, I'm going to say, Daphne, give me a piece of that, please. Right? Because I'm hungry and I will take it. And my sister was saying, the only person who does that without thinking is me. And I said, well, if I'm hungry, I do ask. I just don't go and break your bread.
No, you don't do that.
I just don't go in and take your
You
food. But I'm
always
saying,
ask, because you know the thing about it is, it's people. A lot of people don't realize something. You know what you have. You know if somebody touched something that's yours. You know, you will see.
yeah, but
You
the
will
thing
see
is, there is nothing wrong, Pastor Daphne, and I always tell people this. There's
Mhm.
nothing wrong in asking. If I'm with you, you and I are living together. And
Why
you,
don't you ask?
but the thing is, I would always ask. Like, I mean,
Of course.
you and I lived together before.
Yeah. And
And I am positive that you could have gone into my fridge and take anything because I would say you could take anything.
of course,
Right?
you know,
But
that's when you live like that, you know.
But Pastor Daphne, you were not allowed to go into my closet and use my clothes or my
No,
shoes.
there are
Like,
boundaries.
right.
Boundaries.
The food is fine. I mean, like I was always 100% bigger than you. So our clothes never really fit. Do you
Listen to me.
understand?
I almost got there when I was pregnant.
But guess what, Pastor Daphne? But if you wanted one of my hats for church
Of
or a
course, I have
scarf,
to ask. Definitely, definitely.
you said, and even if you're walking out the door with a blue dress and your hat is not looking right, I say, you
Are
want to borrow my hat.
Yeah,
Come
because you
like,
exactly. And that is kindness. That is showing love for God's creation, one another.
yeah, because we all one spirit, right?
Yeah. And it wasn't your spirit. And excuse me, and I'm going to make you laugh. It's not your spiritual duty, but
Some of my spiritual duty is my
oh,
Christ,
Father.
the Christ
Oh,
in me.
gosh.
But Pastor
Mm.
Daphne, people need to respect each other. And when you have love, you would say,
Mhm.
"Oh, Pastor Daphne, I could smell that curry. Could I have a little of it, please?"
Of
There's
course,
nothing
yes,
wrong with
definitely. That's
it.
what we do.
You
Um,
share,
you
you
share, you
know.
offer, and stuff like that. But I mean, the the thing about life is people that sneak things don't sneak something.
That when I don't know. You see, that's when you grew up in a habit of being a thief.
Yep.
You couldn't
You're
thief in my
always
mother's house.
sneaking something, sneaky,
You
sneaky,
could
sneaky.
you couldn't thief in my mother's house because she would find out.
Of course.
And
Spiritually
and it's
and
just like,
otherwise, yes.
and I always say again, it comes right back to us who have grown up kids.
Mhm.
I have a granddaughter that's presently 12.
Mhm.
She just turned 12. So she's in the terrible twos. I know people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. Like when the kids, let's say, terrible twos, like even though they go up until they all 24, they're still in the terrible twos, eh?
Oh,
Every
yes, yes,
every
yes.
plus year is a very difficult one. So my granddaughter presently is 12.
Mm.
And like you have to stick on her like la glue.
Oh,
Make
yes.
sure that, like you confront her. You want to tell a story?
Yep.
Make sure that story have to be right because your mother, your grandmother, your father, your brothers, she has two brothers, everybody is going to be on her back
That's right.
because
Because
she
guess
has to
what?
tell the truth, right?
Mhm.
They're at the age where they would just drop things wherever. Like you take
Oh, did you
something out of
just
the
drop that?
cupboard,
No, no, not me.
and you have to train her,
Yep.
right? So that by the time she's 13, she said, "Look, I'm fed up with all these people,
You
right?"
might as well do it right the
She
first
have to do
time.
it. My older grandson, he just turned 15. He says to her, "Listen, when I was that age, I I didn't understand all the trouble I was getting into, but please don't try to get in as much trouble as me. Just try doing it right." He's such a good brother to her. He's saying, just don't make mistakes because you would really get in a lot of trouble,
Of
you
course,
know.
and that the hard thing is if you have more than one kid and one is doing it right and the next one is not doing it right and the next and one is trying to tell the one that don't the lazy one I would say to the other one, oh, just move my shoe for me, just hang my coat up for me. No, I put a stop to that. You know why?
No, you have to train them so that when they come
Exactly, because
71 and
you
72,
no,
they are
but it's
doing
not
what
that
is
they
right.
know. They want to manipulate. Manipulation is a terrible thing. Even adults do that all along the way, onto the grave. Some of them
Look,
manipulate.
Pastor
I don't know.
Daphne.
I don't,
Look,
even
if
the
you do not
mortician.
listen to me, Pastor Daphne, the mortician said a lot of them. I'm telling you, I went in there with the mortician for real.
Yeah,
And he said, your mom is a good person. She's ready to go. And I go, oh, that's nice. He said, some people hit him. And I was laughing. My
yeah.
sister and
Because
I was
no,
laughing.
listen
He
to
said,
me.
what do you mean?
Remember Bell Girls and Guides. One of the Guides girls and the Bell Girls girls. They used to go to Anson Memorial. And I remember one of the sisters telling me all about these things. She said, girl, they kick and scream and they're dead.
Yes, and they're dead. The man told me, and I didn't
And they have
believe
to
it.
break,
Well,
they
I
have to
believed it
break
because he was
they have
telling
to
us.
break their legs to get their legs and their hands in the
Yes,
coffin.
and
All
their
this
arm and stuff.
because
Yes,
they know who you
yeah,
are. Jesus, Murphy.
yeah.
Yep.
So, Pastor Daphne, the thing is, we really have to train the children. And,
Mm.
I do have a granddaughter, and she's rather manipulative. Somebody is saying, Well, how do you, I could label all these things only because of going to school and, that is part of my profession. So I could do that with them. So I really label her. And, my granddaughter, she's rather manipulative. My 13-year-old granddaughter, boy, I called that girl and anything, everything. And she would go and do the crying when the mom and the
Oh,
dad was
yes. Well,
around.
you
And
got
I
to
would,
cry. Truth
I
has
will,
to come out at
no,
the end.
I confronted her in front of the parents, but the parents would
Of course.
always take up for her. So one day I said, "You come visit me in my bedroom." So I
Mhm.
locked the door, right? And I said, "I'm going to tell you something. Your friends in school are not going to like you." I
That's
said, "You
right.
think you're doing it to drama, you're practicing here in the house. But whatever you're practicing is what you're going
Don't
to
take
do
it.
outside. And one day you're going to master it."
Mm-hmm.
I said, whether you want to be a vet or you want to be an architect, you're going to have co-workers.
That's right. And you
And
got to be
to
able
get
to relate. Mm-hmm.
to get your own way, you will pull off all kind of the manipulation that you're trying on your
Stunts.
grandmother right
Yes,
now.
all kinds of stunts.
If you don't stop this nonsense, and I said to her, and you got to stop it because it is not healthy. I said,
I
you
know.
are
Well,
going to be the sad one.
people don't realize that you could see through them and see how they perform. They
It's,
want their own audiences.
but you got to train the children and let them
Yep.
see it and show them, like, it's not going to just, if you do it home, it's like a practice and people let you get away with it. And then you do it to your friends, your school friends. Nobody in school
why
is
they
going
say,
to like you.
no, because you'd be wondering why you don't have friends in school,
Because you're manipulative.
unless they're friends like yourself, doing the same things that you do. And even
you
them
think
too, you'll have issues.
manipulative people don't like manipulative people, Pastor
No, because
Daphne?
that is so true. That is true. Because they look for a crowd that they can say, you do this, come hear this. Here's what I have to say. You know them.
Yeah.
You know them by their performances.
Exactly.
They're good actors, though. They're good actors.
Oh.
So, my dear, let's look at this internet. Make sure that your internet is protected. The minute you have a problem, call your provider and let them know what's taking place so they can do some tracing and stuff like that.
Pastor Daphne, this internet that you talk about, like call your provider. Pastor Daphne.
Do you know what happened?
I want to tell you, the big people, the Rogers and the Bell, they have the worst internet. We had
not
internet.
Only that, it's not the worst internet, they have the worst employees, because when it comes to doing the work, they do not do their work. They tend to pass the buck, and they don't have time.
The reason I say the reason I say the internet is the worst, I want to tell you why. We had internet from other people besides Bell and Rogers. Now, because my daughter is in a new home, her house could only have Rogers or Bell.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Now, since we have Bell, I have been here for 2 days. Yesterday and today I've been here. Pastor Daphne, yesterday evening there was no internet. Right now, there was no internet. There still is. I'm on with my data from my own
personal data.
Right. And right now, I'm home. Nobody else is in the house using internet. And there's no internet.
So you're okay because once there are 2 or 3 people, you have to share the.
No, but it doesn't matter. Presently, I'm in the house alone.
And you still can't get your internet.
And there's no Bell internet. And you're paying them full month, eh?
Wow.
Full month.
That's ridiculous.
You have to pay full month and you don't get. Look, you know me, back in the days.
But you know what? You have to ask them for credits as well. Ask them for a credit. Make sure you ask for a credit.
What did I tell you?
And you take the ID of the person that's coming to attend to you. Make sure you have that person's ID.
This is not us. This is not me. I just told you I'm at my daughter's. I'm here for
Yeah, I
two,
know, I know.
right?
So
So
just let her
Pastor
know that
Daphne,
she needs to take the ID of the person who's doing the job. I always ask for ID.
you and I are different. Like I would say to my daughter, I said, well, do you want me to call Rogers for you because you're at work? And my daughter would say, Mommy, no, it's okay. It will come back on. When? Back in the days, right? Now, cell phone is out, what? About, Michelle was like 15 when
Yeah.
cell phone came out, right?
Right, right, right. It's in
It's
the
about 30 something years,
30
right?
something years, yeah. In the
And
30
if
years.
us, and if one day I can't use my cell phone, I would call in, and of course I will get a credit, right? But they don't think of those things nowadays. Their life is so much busier than ours. I don't
I
know
know.
why, but their lives are different to ours.
Whatever they're doing, their time management is different to ours.
Yeah.
Time management is different to ours. And as I say, time management, the first person that runs to my mind is what's his name in uh the wholesale place in Burlington.
Oh, John.
John, he just came
John.
straight to my mind. So, Father
Yeah.
God, if there's anything with your son, we ask you to touch him from the crown of his head to the sole of his feet.
Yes. In
Yes,
Jesus'
touch
name.
him. Yes, in your name, Father, because he's up there in age now. So
Yeah.
he's
But
a
I think
listening.
I think I'm still older than him.
Really?
Yeah. I'm older than
Yeah.
John. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I
All
haven't
right.
seen him for, oh my God, it's a
We
good
haven't
10
seen him
years.
since the last time we went.
Yeah, it's a good 10
Oh, wow.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go and
But
visit
I
him.
spoke to the kids. I spoke to the kids.
All right. All is
I
well.
spoke to the kids. So
So, people, our internet, our newfound ways of communication. We are thankful to God that this innovation has come in, but this innovation has come in with so many different things. People, they're using their mindsets and skills to do things that are not so good as well as good. So we have people, they have to really seriously and really, because we're going to come to a time when all these things are going to be monitored. You see, like how they have it in Europe and China. Everything is monitored. The minute you go beep 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 something, they up on you.
And the thing is, the other thing is,
it has the capabilities.
the various platforms that they are doing, Pastor Daphne. One of the scams that I know recently that came to, and this one came on my WhatsApp. Okay. And they're very brazen on these people. So the person
You'll be
knows.
surprised to know when they find out.
They find out all my information, and they were so brazen to let me know that they know that I'm a senior. They knew all of that, and that I would be able to do some jobs.
God help them, man.
That's okay. I'm able to do jobs, but Pastor Daphne, they don't realize that I already checked the phone number was from England. What job am I?
Yep.
So
they're coming from everywhere. I look at the numbers and I'm like, oh my goodness. I had one a couple of days back and he says to me, I said hello, and he says, oh, this is so and so. All when I get the ones that speak Chinese, I just hang up the phone. I said, oh, sorry.
Pastor Daphne, saying that the one that got me was that I said to them, I said, yeah, I don't mind doing a job, but you'll have to mail my checks home to me. Because I'm not giving anybody my bank account, right?
And that's all they need to know. You have to give they need your IDs. It's like the CRA scam that they had,
So guess what?
And they put you on.
So guess what? All of a sudden, I wasn't getting back any more of those any more text messages.
Yeah, because they take you off the target list.
Yeah. You have to make, if I work for you, I don't have a problem with working, but I do have a problem with giving out my bank account. I don't do it. You have to mail my checks.
I can get it to the bank myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They
I told
didn't come back after me.
I
And that just
totally
happened
agree
on
with you.
WhatsApp. And I was, yeah, mail the check. I don't want to give out, I don't give out my info.
No,
So
not at all. Stop. Don't do that. People, please don't give out your information because the scammers are scammers. They are professionals in their capacities because they've narrowed down their skills as to all the questions they're going to ask you or all the things that they're going to tell you, or if they have anybody hooked up with them while they're on the phone with you, that they can search your phone in the meantime. All of these crazy things they do. People don't realize
I
cybersecurity
know.
is real because I did how many years? 4 or 5 years of cybersecurity. So you see the details, you see the relevance, how they're doing it, and this is adding up to this, and this is adding up to that. So you know very well who they are, what they're doing. You know, they want to spend time talking to you to give them enough time so they can get into your system. You know, all this nonsense. You know, and it's a
And you know,
shame.
and a lot of people,
It's
but
a
a
shame.
lot of
God is
stuff,
angry
Pastor
with you
Daphne,
all. He's disappointed with his
but our
creation.
phones have a lot of stuff. Our phones have a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
You know,
And you see that the other
we
thing is,
Apple Pay.
and too many payments, and not only that, when they're updating too, you don't know who's working in the back office doing whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? So these are all the things. It's not
So
climbing
when,
the pole alone, you know, but it's all the back office people that have
but
been security cleared, and in reality, they are as bad as the guy that's sitting in prison
Daphne,
for the
these
last 30 years.
even
Yes, it's
young
young
kids
people
that's
doing these
15,
nonsense.
16, they're doing all kind of coding and could go through anything.
Yeah.
But on
Mhm.
our phones, Pastor Daphne, we tend to have everything on our phones.
There's everything on some.
Like, yeah, because we put our Visa on it, we put
Mhm.
our MasterCard, we put everything on our phones, and they could scam our phones. That's why it's very scary.
Mhm.
My sister told me, it's so ridiculous. She said, Merle, you need to get a bag and put your phone around your neck. And I was laughing to myself.
No, I
I
wouldn't do
said,
that.
and she have to be crazy because she failed to realize that these phones are like the microwave, right?
Mhm.
I'm not putting
Definitely.
no phone against my chest with all them. Oh, I don't know what's inside of a phone and that
It's not
computer.
only that.
And I was
It's
like,
sitting. No, you don't need all of that. All of those what you call it,
I said to myself,
those
Father God,
electric
electronics
things.
against, I mean, like,
Yeah,
I don't
against your
even put a
body.
phone on against my body. I was like, are they
No.
for real? I see everybody putting their phone in their pockets and this. And I said, nope, mine
Yeah.
will stay right in my handbag, right?
Mhm.
Let it stay right there because I always say to my grandkids, take your phone off your bed, right?
Yeah, and
Because I don't know what's in the
you're not supposed to
computers.
sleep with the phone on your bed because of there's a lot of electronic waves that are passing through this phone 24/7, you know,
And
and
here's
different
my
types.
sister telling me, and my sister is telling me to put it in a little bag and put it in my chest. Like, no, thank you,
No, no,
right?
not at
So
all.
I tend
God,
to,
listen to me, Minister Merle. You see me, my phone, when I'm going to say, God, I'm going to sleep. You're going to protect
oh,
me in everything, and you'll protect what I have, because one of these days, God is going to zap some people for me. And when they get zapped, they'll understand the God I serve is a true and living God. It's not to say that he wouldn't zap them now, you know. But I says, give them time to make better choices. And if they don't make better choices, you know what to do with them. So always say, everything I have is not mine, Minister Merle. It's lent to me by the Lord. So
yep.
if you take the things that the Lord lent to me and happen to become a robber to take from me, well, you make a mistake. You came to the wrong house.
Hmm.
You came to my home, my personal. When I say my home, you came to me. What I
Your
have
space.
that the Lord lent me, and you compromised.
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes. So you see, people, today we talk about these scamming things. Be very careful out there. Be very careful. Remember the times when when we had the people that came into Montreal and they were just doing all this wickedness. I was in Montreal at the time when they were coming in. We had a new set of refugees that came in, refugees as well as new people coming in from a different country that we didn't have here before. And my dear, they were just grabbing people's bags and using things and cutting their handbag handles and stuff like that. Recently, I was in the grocery.
But that was only because, Pastor Daphne, in their
Mhm.
country, right? That is
Well, they
what they
came with their
knew.
habits.
Yes, that's what they knew,
That
right?
once you
It's
come
just,
with these habits that you know very well that we're not accustomed to, we will get tinged with it, because we suffer because of it. But the thing about it is, I think immigration have to start writing put in additional things to it. Yes, you pass the security checks, and stuff like that. But at the same time, you got Butterfingers.
Pastor
that
Daphne,
we
it's not Butterfingers. Like I said,
that's
that's
their way of life.
that was their way of life. And
Yes.
it's just like I always tell people, children say took a lot of people's children from them.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say, and everybody heard me loud and clear when I would say this: if we had educated many immigrants when they came through customs with their children, that in
Mm-hmm.
Canada you cannot hit children.
Mm-hmm.
It is Canada law then, but back in their countries, they were able to beat the kids. It was
Do
not.
that. That's right.
It was.
But
It was not wrong. It's the
mhm.
same thing with the refugees that came. Many of them told me, Matt, they would lie down, play. And I actually saw that boy because he showed me. He rolled his eyes up
Mm-hmm.
as though he was blind,
Oh, wow.
and he really would get a lot of money. And then he told me, dear times, that if he did not make his quota, he would just grab somebody purse and run. He
Ouch.
told me.
Mm.
So these is stuff, Pastor Daphne, that we here have to educate the newcomers
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
Canada.
Yeah.
And I always say that we just did such a good job that they could just pass on us and
Mm-hmm.
bring their culture in such
Mm-hmm.
a forceful way right now. But
Well,
back in the day,
that that too shall pass, because you know what? At the end of the day, when you're doing checks and balances, we'll realize what the issue is, and it's very sad that we're not nipping it in the butt right now, instead of waiting until it escalates to the point where we can't deal with it anymore, and then we have to rush now to create new laws to change the mechanisms. But
and
I have meetings to go to, and the thing about it is, bringing up things that's happening in the city is not easy, because nowadays a lot of people are getting tired of everything that's happening. I'm listening to some of the people, my colleagues in memberships, and they're frustrated. It's a
yeah,
frustration.
and one of the things that I was saying recently is that I saw somebody retaliated in such a way, and
Hmm.
part of it was wrong
Mm-hmm.
because but the person said, I have spoken to them many times
Hmm.
to read the sign.
Hmm.
These people traveled all the way on the bus to Pickering when these people needed to go to Hamilton. No,
Oh,
it
I,
wasn't
I am
funny.
not laughing at them. I'm laughing, but I'm laughing at the fact that, what happened to your mouth? Ask
No,
the
no, no, no,
question.
no, no. The bus driver said to me,
Mm-hmm.
she said, I know them. Every day
Oh,
they ask me the same question.
oh,
And today
Jesus.
I want to teach them a lesson. And I said, You did not,
Oh.
you didn't even tell them to tap off. She said, no, because I'm saying the same thing every day. And she said,
It
I
is
need
a
to teach them.
frustration. It is a
She-
frustration. It is a
and I thought, oh my God, like me, I was ready to open my mouth and tell her, oh no, you need to tell them. And then I just sat down and then I saw it played
because,
out.
you know, in essence, and let's put it this way: if these people working in a job and they weren't functioning properly, they be long gone, many times
Yeah.
over. Okay, so learning a lesson, a hard lesson, will teach them that you cannot do this every single day. It's about time you stop your nonsense and do what is right. It's 11:31. I wish you happy birthday, anniversaries, if you're having babies, and all the newcomers. We're praying for you that you will be settled well, even though we seniors are still waiting for our seniors' homes, etc., 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 and young people are still waiting for their homes, etc. But we're still accommodating as Canadians that we are, and coming from where we came from, we were always accommodating from Trinidad and Tobago and some other Caribbean islands out there. So give thanks to God for everything. Thank you for your time today. Minister Bird, it's an awesome pleasure again with you. You look very nice, my dear. Where are you going, by the way? Anyhow.
I just decided to wear all my winter clothes out early.
I agree with
because
you. So
soon I
because
am
you're going
staying
in the
by.
sun. I
Soon
know.
I'm going down to the sun.
I know. So yes, you have to get somewhere into each and every piece that
Plus,
you can.
out it's cold. The houses are cold inside.
It is cold out here.
Yeah.
Yes, it is cold.
I don't know about
The atmosphere
outside.
is
I didn't
cold.
go out,
But
but
they said it might snow today.
oh, sweet Jesus.
Sweet Jesus. Well, enjoy him. He's good. He's going to keep you warm.
Yeah.
Have a blessed day, everyone. The
And
Cousins
have a great
family,
week.
Gem FM,
Yeah.
the all tech team. Enjoy the weekend, and we see you on Monday, God's willing. Bye for now.
Have a blessed weekend, all. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.